welcome to this week's video. Well, it's been a while since I've kind of got to do a video. I'm just a little more busy than I used to be. School started, and I homeschool. So there you have it. Hey, I'm Mae Renfroe. I'm here with you, and welcome to my channel. If you're new, then big welcome to you, and welcome back to those that have been watching. And I'm just really happy that you're taking the time to watch these. And so in this one, I'm actually talking about homeschooling. That's the subject. I'm talking about homeschooling and kind of different aspects and stuff about it, and kind of things I'm doing different this year. So, if this, you're not into that, you don't need to really hear about the homeschooling. You're out of that season with your children, whatever, this might not be for you. But if you're into the thick of things and with your children, maybe you're considering schooling or you do homeschool, you'll probably find this interesting and helpful and something. Okay, so I'm homeschooling before 5 of the children are schooling this year. I think that is correct. So yes, I have 9 in all. My oldest is 21 and my youngest is 2 years old. So we have one graduated. He graduated. He's 21. Yeah. He graduated. Went all the way through grade 12, and our first one. Oh, wow, it was a pretty exciting day when he was finished. I was like, wow, because that was a big journey for him and for me, for the first child. Starting to school and everything. It was a big thing, to start, and just because you're kind of learning. It's like, just your first child. You're learning as you go, and just things you do with the first, you kind of do differently when the next ones come along. You just have learned some things, right? And that's what it was with the homeschooling journey. I learned some things with him that I did different with the next ones. So anyway, this video, I know the whole homeschool thing would be very long. I'm going to break it into 2 videos for sure, and possibly even another one to see just a minute how it's going to go. I got a lot to kind of say, and just different aspects. Now that I've started to mention that about my first son and the journey of that, I'm like, oh yeah, I could kind of go that way. I could talk about those things. So we'll just see how it goes, and I'll try to keep my thoughts clear, and so, just smoothly go from one thing to the next. Okay, back to how many I'm schooling this year. Let's see. I have Sam. He's going, he's into grade 11. He's 16. Sarah is 14, going into grade 9. Anna, 11, going into grade 6. Ben, how old is Ben? Okay, 10, doing both kind of grades 4 and 5. Just 5 in some things, and then 4 in others, because his especially with his reading, I felt he would do better in English in 4, and we're using ACEs for some of that. So they have word builder and stuff that's geared better for him. Oh, we're using Ron and Staff for him too for spelling bit. Okay, so that's kind of where he is between 4 and 5, and then Daniel is in 7 in grade 2. Okay, so how many was that? That was Sam, Sarah, Anna, Ben, Daniel. Okay, 5. I have 5, and then doing school. And then 2 younger under that. Rebecca, she's in the library with me. You might hear her noise. She is 4, and then Faith 2. So Rebecca at 4 kind of likes doing little, I've got little candy garden workbooks. So she just kind of does her own thing. And then I'll help her some, maybe explain something to her like I did today. I was talking about colors and coloring things appropriately to the right color, like a banana, color yellow, fire truck red, in that kind of way, and just a little thing. So at 5. So Sam is, working for a farmer with my husband, with his dad, and so he has not started his school, but we're started with the other son. So yeah, that's what is keeping me busy. And I've been doing things a bit different. One thing, it consumes a lot of my time with the younger ones. Sarah's on her own. Anna's on her own, just minimum help for me. And then she has been actually correcting her school with the answer keys through ACE. And then I have to help full on with Ben for most of his subjects, and as well as Daniel. So I told them I could dedicate my morning. I want to concentrate on the subject that I got to help with, dedicate my morning to work with them, and then so I can be done by noon. And then maybe they can do the other things after, or just do some extra. But I don't like to have stretch school all day long. It's hard on me. and them. And so, yeah, I've been changing things up a bit and trying. I have different curriculums, kind of mix and match. And so, what I want to talk about in this one is just a few of the things that we are doing different that I hope is going to lighten the load and kind of make it more exciting for them, that they're getting to be able to learn some things that they really want to learn, and not just according to the program that we're using, according to the books, according to what kind of society, teaching them the way that should look like, maybe, but kind of a new outlook, just different for me, because I was just following the books and just doing the thing, and realizing that there's different aspects to learning, and yeah, to teaching school, and not just that one kind of set route like I did with my oldest, Nathan. And that worked for him. We had the books laid out, and he just did his books and did all the way, went right through grade 12 and graduated, and then was able to go to Bible college for 1 year and all that. But my other ones have different interests, and it's going to look different for them. And so one thing that I'm kind of doing different is I've been hearing this unschooling called approach, and I've heard that for way back when I first started, and I was like, what does that look like? I've heard some people don't even use books that much, and I was like, how would you not use books? Besides, I wanted something that they could just do on their own, independent, because when you have several years, I want, like I said, and I've got the older ones that can do their own because they're doing the books and they're just independent, and as soon as I could get them independent, I wanted them doing their stuff and so it's laid out, just go do it, done. And so now there's very much different degrees to unschooling, so it depends on what you've heard about. As soon as you heard me say that word, you're probably like, oh man, that's the radical way of letting the kid do just pretty much whatever, any schedule. So no, not at all. I'm thinking about for ours, but just more of a child's kind of interest in what they're wanting to do, and a lot of life learning. So that's what I'm looking at with some of the subjects. So we've got the English books that they're going by, their spelling, math. For Ben, I still have science and social study workbooks for him. But after those core subjects with the science and social studies, I thought they're going to learn what they're interested in, and going to use YouTube a lot in life learning. So that's kind of a different approach. It doesn't all have to be in books, and they can really learn then what they're interested in. Like Annie's really into the craft stuff and really into doing creative stuff. And lately then for her science, she's like, can I learn how to make paint? Can I learn how to make glue? I want to know how they print money and the printing press, and just learn about that. But I was like, isn't that neat? So then there's a lot, so she's still going to be learning her science and social studies, but kind of in a different way, in the things that really interest her. And so I think that is really neat. And so Ben will do the same. He's one in grade 4 and 5. Right now he's got science social study workbooks from last year, but when he's finished, then we're going to kind of do the same approach, whatever he really wants to learn about, and so they can really have time to learn the things they want to learn. So I noticed that with my one son Sam, there were certain things that he really wanted to learn about, and when going by the books weren't teaching that, and he's like, I don't have time to learn the things I want to learn because I'm too busy doing this school that, and sometimes it might be things that they think they'll never use, and they're like, I'm never going to use this, but I'm really wanting to learn this, but I don't have time. And I guess that could be learned after school, after you follow the books, and then take time later. But then if they have a lot of responsibilities, they can't always just do this, just purposely look up stuff they want to learn about. So that's kind of where I started to come from, to realize, hey, couldn't we get that right into the school time, so they are learning about these things they want to learn out, and then still completing kind of what they need to be completing in their curriculum, and learning what they need to be learning kind of at their age. But it doesn't, it can be much more relaxed than it has been, especially if your child already knows that they're not going to really want to go full-fledged college and learn, they just want to learn a certain trade. They just want to get into a certain thing. They just want to be able, and they already kind of know what they're wanting to get into. And then you can just find, okay, what do they need to do? What kind of schooling, when it gets to high school, what do they need to do to be able to go into that trade or go into that, take certain classes in college? What do they need to be able to do to get into that? That's what, like for Sarah, her music, she's really into music and dance and stuff, and Christian, and was wanting to be a light and encouragement to others that way. And so that's what she wants to get into. So we're kind of going to be focusing her school this year and on out of all those things that she needs to learn to do that, and and do these subjects like English and math and all that can be kind of geared into that. I don't know if I'm explaining good. I wish I kind of had her sheet out here where I could say what she's doing for these different subjects, but it's really kind of neat when you start checking into these different things that you can do, and then they can start learning what they want to learn and not just going right by the books and what this is what it's saying you're supposed to learn, so you gotta learn this, and they don't have an interest and they don't really, but you're gonna make them. And I understand that that's all legitimate to be able to do that, but there's other options. So that's what I'm trying this year. There's a lot of different kind of ways, aspects of educating, and it's I'm hoping it's gonna be funner for them, more relaxed, for me, and not a lot of lower pressure, and just maybe not as high expectations on trying to get all this, and making sure that you know all this just because the books say you got to know it. And that homeschooling, that's the kind of privilege of homeschooling, is getting to learn in these different ways. It's not just geared like in school or whatever you have. It's laid out and our school is going to look much different. There's many different ways of learning, and different people learn differently. Some learn by reading it in a book. Others learn it from doing. You learn from doing. Just go do it instead of reading about it in the book. So actually, Sam, I say he is definitely that way. He's a visual learner, so he watching stuff and is much more learns more. Maybe hearing and hearing it being talked about and being said than just reading in the books. He doesn't learn well from books, from the school books. I finally realized that in the last couple of years with him. It's like, okay, I can see, I really see. Wow, he needs to learn hands-on. That's what he likes to do. Go and do stuff, and that's how he's learning. That's educational. That is school. That's school right there. Okay, I think I've probably already gone on longer than I wanted to. In this one, I don't want to make it too long. So, I hope you've kind of enjoyed. This has been helpful to you if you're a homeschool mom, or just an educator, to your children in any way, even if they go off and do school, but you're still teaching them every day and things at home. So, all right, stay tuned for more of my videos. I try to do them weekly as I can, and I have resources over my website and blog you might be interested in checking out as well. Okay, take care. God bless.